Hey everybody, I'm Paul.
And I'm Andrew.
And welcome to the Fan Voice. This is not a Smash Chat, it's just a regular one today.
What?
Yeah.
We're not doing a Smash Chat?
I know, right?
What has
Crazy.
happened to the world?
Yeah, we're flying off the handle here.
Yeah, we've done way too many recently. There was a lot of news.
Yeah.
Because Smash is coming out
Mm-hmm.
soon. So, we were doing a lot of Smash Chats.
Covering all that stuff.
Yeah.
We're super excited as always for that.
Yeah.
But tonight
Definitely are.
is not about Smash Chat.
It is not.
No. Tonight we're going to talk a little, basically about Tetsuya Nomura, his place in Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3, and what the heck has been going on with that.
Yeah.
I think,
pretty much.
I think we're all a little salty when we hear his name at this point.
Yeah.
But where should we begin with this whole
Let's start at the beginning. Like 7 years ago.
Okay.
When Versus 13 was first announced.
Uh-huh.
So that was the first thing that happened, is Kingdom Hearts 2 was already out
Yeah.
a while ago. People were like, where's Kingdom Hearts 3? There's no news about it. Nomura says, don't worry, I'm working on a game. So then what happens is a really cool trailer comes out, and it's called Versus 13. It's basically like the Kingdom Hearts combat engine, but Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like a hack and slash fighter.
Yeah.
With RPG elements. So
Mhm.
it's just like Kingdom Hearts.
And do you remember the first trailer?
I do remember the first trailer.
It was so freaking
cool.
epic. You
It was
see
really cool.
You see this like emo looking guy with these really with this really cool outfit, just like sitting on a mass staircase tower thing.
It's
and
so
this
Final
huge
Fantasy.
army just comes at him, and all of a sudden he brings out these like 13 swords just floating around him like
It's
crazy.
so Final Fantasy.
It's like, I love this all, and you know. What was totally awesome about it, besides everything, was that it gave a really similar aesthetic feel to the secret movie of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like Deep Dive, you know?
I think they probably got inspiration from that.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
Versus 13,
you know,
especially the trailer.
that dark city setting
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
definitely,
that, you know? So
definitely.
I was just going nuts, you know?
It was a really good trailer.
Yeah.
And it was just CG. So
Uh-huh.
there's no gameplay. So, but even that, I was like, this is awesome. Like, it's a really good idea. I really like the idea of taking Kingdom Hearts and basically making a full Final Fantasy game.
Absolutely.
Because some of those Disney elements get really jarring in the middle of this really convoluted story.
Yeah.
That's one of the major problems of Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, this is awesome.
As well as
be good.
as well as the emotional tether of it all, you know,
Yeah.
you've got the Disney worlds, but in the deep lore of it, it's a real struggle between darkness and light, and
Yeah.
it can get really intense at
Yeah.
times. But then you have the Disney parts to kind of fluff it up,
Yeah.
you know, kind of thing. But since it was a Final Fantasy, it had the potential to be something incredibly dark,
Yeah.
which would be awesome.
which would be really cool.
Yeah.
So everybody's really excited about it, and then nothing. For I mean, how long was it before we ever even got news?
At least half a
Nomura.
decade.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
no, seriously, I think it was 4 years until he said, "Yeah, we're still working on it." I mean, that's basically what he said at
That was basically only response to everyone saying it was dead.
Yeah.
For all the right reasons, because we hadn't heard anything.
No, nothing at E3, nothing at TGS, year after year after year, until like what? I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I can't remember.
I
At this
know.
point.
I know. At some point, there was another trailer for Versus 13 at some E3 or TGS. I can't
Two
remember.
E3s ago,
2 E3s ago. That's right.
when that was the console announcement.
That's right.
And that trailer, holy crap, was one of the biggest winning reasons of PS4 that year,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, because okay. So you basically got a little taste of what you got way back then, but a much more elaborated story, you know?
Yeah.
Graphics were all like
Updated.
revamped like
Yeah.
nuts. You see you're in like a really like there's a really modern side to this world that I don't think we've ever seen in a Final Fantasy before, which is
Definitely.
really interesting. And Yeah, and then you see stuff like crazy monsters and everything, and then like you start to see some of the characters. I can't even remember what they're after at this point.
No, I don't.
But that trailer was still freaking awesome and pumped up so much.
Yeah.
To what it originally was, and then at the end of the trailer, there was someone was saying something mysterious,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden the Versus 13 broke, and then it was like Final Fantasy 15. I'm like, this is it for real. Our hopes and dreams are finally coming true.
And that was a really long ass time since it was announced. So, and then at the same year, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, our first teaser of it.
We got our first teaser, and it's officially being made. So, in my mind, I'm guessing what happened is that Versus 13 just went into development hell.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know where they were going. They wanted to wait for the new consoles.
Yeah.
Then they ended up waiting way too long for the new consoles. And now they have 2 games that they basically have to rush to release. At least that's what it seems like.
Which I will agree with. That is what's going on. But yeah. I cannot wrap my mind around how this happened.
Yeah, so I don't know, because here's the thing. I'm guessing Square Enix was like, well, PS4's coming. We know it's coming. I mean, they're in the know. They're Square Enix. Of course they know. So Sony's telling them PS4's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So they go, okay, we'll wait. Maybe what happened, this is all guess, right? Like, nobody fucking knows.
Yeah.
But maybe what happened is that they didn't get dev kits for a while. Or they just weren't able to get used to the architecture. So instead of being able to announce it and say, it's ready,
mm-hmm.
instead they were like, we announced it, but it's going to be a while because we haven't actually updated it yet.
Yeah.
And so instead of having it be Versus 13, because I'm guessing what happened is that Versus 13 wasn't going to turn into 15, they were just going to wait until the new consoles, and then the new consoles took too long. So they were like, alright, we'll just make it 15.
Right. Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
I'm guessing that's what happened.
But, you know, the thing is, it's just so unbelievable, because, like, technically the announcement of Versus 13 was at the end of the PS2's life.
I know.
They had the entire console life of the PS3 to get this out, and bear in mind this last generation was one of the longest console generations ever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's...
I don't know.
It's just a load of frustration, you know what I mean?
And then at the same time, because Nomura, and this is the frustrating part for me, Nomura just keeps saying, oh yeah, I'm working on Versus 13, so no Kingdom Hearts 3 yet. And that's 7 years later, and then he goes, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3's coming out. Well, what the fuck happened? How can you be working on both? For the last 7 years, you've told us that's not humanly possible.
And you know what? We got our answer to that.
And we got our answer.
Very recently.
Because very recently, he announced, oh yeah, no, I can't work on Final Fantasy anymore. I have to go work on Kingdom Hearts 3. Fucking really?
Yeah.
So you had 7 years to make Final Fantasy, but you don't.
Yeah.
And then you wait, and then you go, okay, I gotta leave the project now.
Right?
What?
And you know what? Like, what is it? Salt to the biggest wound in the world right now. A week later, we get the news that Final Fantasy 15 is only 50% done.
That's the greatest part. So, alright, so Tabata, who I'm sure is a very nice man. Unfortunately,
no blame on him.
No, he just got shit on.
He's only taking on the full responsibility of this a week from now.
I feel bad. I feel bad for him because honestly, he was probably just like, I get to make my own Final Fantasy game? This is gonna be so awesome. Oh, it's like 50% done. What the fuck, dude? I feel bad for him. Because he obviously doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
I think they brought him on. He's this guy, he made Crisis Core, Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
He made Type 0, which we just looked up. It was a
PSP game, but they're remaking it.
But they're remaking
the main consoles.
For main consoles. And so this is going to be his first actual numbered, I guess, Final Fantasy game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he's really excited, but it's 50% done. And he said from that means 50% done from the work he started on 2 years ago. So that means it's going to, I mean, realistically, it'll be another 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Before Final Fantasy 15 is out.
Right.
And that means in the middle, I mean, I would argue in the middle of the PS4 lifetime. Or if these lifetimes get longer and longer, then it's, who knows. PS4 and Xbox One may never end.
Yeah.
Right? We may just get hardware updates. Who knows, right?
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. But
that'd be interesting.
I just feel like with the PS3 and Xbox 360 lifetime being that long, it's like, who knows?
It's true.
Who knows anymore?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's kind of... Just
would you feel worse that like he couldn't get a whole project to himself, or he's dived into this like monstrous mess that he has to fix now?
I do feel bad for him because of that. I mean, Nomura, I hope, gave him a lot of direction.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't, I feel even worse for him.
Yeah.
But I think Nomura's professional enough to do that. I just hope that he has enough experience to dive into a project that has, it's not an opinion anymore. It's been in development hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he has enough experience to dive into that and go, okay, let's do it. It sounds, through the interview and from what I've heard about him, that he does, that he's already on top of it. He was on top of it 2 years ago when he came out of the project.
Right.
Right, but now Nomura's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Permanently.
Yeah.
So now you don't have him anymore. I really hope he can pull it out.
To step up. You know, I think, this is a real sink or swim moment for his career, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have been waiting for this. And in my opinion, I think from what I've seen, this could be the best Final Fantasy of all time.
Wow, big words that soon, dude.
Yeah. Well, just the way I view these games and what appeals to me, you know?
Okay.
And I think a lot of people have that similar opinion, just because there's a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans, and not just, like, Disney and Square Enix, blah, 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 but
yeah.
There's a lot of, like, internal themes that really appeal to people, you know? Like, a huge mass that, like, I feel the ghost of that shell, like, lingering through Final Fantasy 15. Like, since Tetsuya Nomura is the same director, you know, it has kind of that similar dark aesthetic, and of course there's the just free fighting style and everything, which no other Final Fantasy has been taken, you know. I feel like a large audience will love this game a lot more than any other Final Fantasy, if they have those certain preferences, you know.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen.
I don't think this will be judged as the best Final Fantasy 15 of all time overall.
Okay.
But I think it'll appeal to a very large audience.
No,
higher than other Final Fantasies.
Okay, so I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Because this looks it looks less JRPG and more Western, just in general. Mm-hmm. So they're definitely going for a broad appeal. The other thing about this game is that it just looks like a mashup of a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
Which also is very broad appeal.
Right.
You know, not only are you going for Western, road tripping, right? Like, you're going for the Western audience.
Okay.
But also...
Can I just say how much I absolutely love that?
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
You know,
you also have to keep in mind, we're fucking American.
I know.
I see that and I'm like, dude, Route 66? Hell yeah, I'm in.
But come on, man. Come on, man. You look at that and you're not reminded of our glory times on the road to AX.
I mean,
or something like that.
Yeah. I will fully admit it. Yes.
But yeah, I'll agree. It's an American thing, definitely.
It's a Western appeal
thing. But it's
thing.
like, I love this.
But it's also really cool because, you know, yeah, that's a Western appeal thing, but it's different.
Yeah.
And it's something they haven't done before. So I'm guessing a lot of...
Just kind of a hanging with the bros aesthetic.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, actually.
Okay, do you care that it's mostly male? Have you heard that going around recently, that a lot of people are up in arms that it's like mostly male?
And that makes sense.
Groups.
That it's well, because in the car it's all male.
Yeah.
So I mean that makes sense. Like from what they've shown so far, it's definitely it's only men.
Yeah.
Which I get. I get that it's a problem in video game writing and video game development right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of women. There's great women protagonists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they take a game and they actually make a game about a woman, and it doesn't really matter that it's a woman. But sometimes there's entire games without one real woman character.
Yeah.
It's like, really? But you need to take some time and actually, like, make a woman. Like, come on.
That's true. But,
so I get it. I get it a lot. But I will say I think...
that it's a problem with video games?
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem, but I also think... this is going to be really bad to say, but I'm going to say it. It's Japan. They're not thinking about that.
Mm-mm.
And you're not going to change them by just saying there's no women in it. Because I honestly think these video game developers in Japan are like, okay.
Just do what they want to do.
I mean, I just don't think they think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Japan isn't as progressive as us, as we are in America, I think. They're just not. Okay, and that sounds really bad, but it's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, because I really do think that.
Well, I mean... I get a similar feeling in a reverse sense when it comes to anime, you know?
What do you mean? That they're not as progressive, or that they are progressive?
Well, there's just kind of a similar reverse problem in general with it. I feel like there are tons and tons of animes that are all women. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's not what people are saying about Final Fantasy, though. They're saying there's men. And I will agree. There's not a woman character. They would be complaining just as much if there were anime female characters in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not real characters. They're just archetypes to serve the male character in the show. So I feel like that's a different argument entirely.
Oh, yeah.
I get what you're saying.
That's a whole different thing. Yeah. But that's what I feel like I'm grumpy about when people complain about too many men in this one game. I'm like, I'm going to look at the animes with all the women kind of thing. But, you know, I'm kind of on a different mindset with all that.
And I get it, but I'm just saying...
That's a different...
I don't think that fits because, women characters in anime need some work.
Oh, yeah.
They're not great.
But anyway, these guy characters are pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean...
a lot more
we haven't seen... The other thing about this is we haven't seen anything about this game besides 4 dudes in a car. And I feel like...
I wish I could remember, but I feel like the last trailer brought on some good plot points about what they were going for exactly. I can't remember what, though, honestly. Because it brought on not only the gang of guys, but also a lot of the antagonists and stuff.
Yeah.
As well as a few other things, too.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what this game is about. We've seen 4 dudes in a car, like I said. Mm-hmm. So at some trailer, at some point we might see women. At some point we might not. I hope we do. Yeah. I mean, at least if anything, it just makes things more interesting because you have different viewpoints and different character.
But I mean, I guess I don't feel too harsh on this game being primarily men, because I feel like Square Enix has done a good amount of a better job at having a lot of cool women characters in their games than a lot of other game companies.
You might be right.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the other thing about this too is everybody's like, God, Final Fantasy 15 is just, a sausage fest. It's just a bunch of dudes. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, Final Fantasy 13 was primarily women, wasn't it? I mean, it was Lightning, and then Lightning had like 2 other characters with her that were also like somewhat protagonists. Mm-hmm. And then later on in the series, she had like a little sister or something, and she was a major part of the franchise. And then we're going all the way back to Final Fantasy 10 and 12. Where there's a lot of women characters. 10 I feel like was... Or not...
10 I feel like was a fair balance of characters.
Yeah, but wait.
So and then 10-2 was...
Yeah, 10-2.
I haven't played that, but Yuna's the main character with 2 other women.
Yeah. So I get what they're saying, but it's not like Final Fantasy has never had women characters or all women casts before, because they have. So
it's not a male dominant character company.
I don't think it is.
No.
I really don't think it is. I don't know. So I get what people are saying, because the other part about this is not, to me, it's not just the fact that there are 4 dudes, but it's there are 4 dudes in a car on a road trip, which is super, like, masculine. And so I get what they're saying. It's like, yeah, okay, really? Like, it's just a dude. I'm like, all right, okay.
I don't know. But
I understand.
Personally, that's what makes me happy about it, because that's something personally I can relate to. And they've never done, like, a buds kind of thing before,
That's what I'm saying. I'm interested because of that. Honestly, I really am.
It's not like something they do all the time. They've never done something like this.
I'm really interested.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I get the complaints, totally, but I'm also still excited for the game, and I don't think that it's I don't think this is, like, an issue that's pointing towards something bad in Final Fantasy's future, because judging from the past, they've had female characters and all-female casts before, so I think one game doesn't just automatically, like, well, we're never going to have another woman again. Like, that's an overreaction, totally.
That's the thing about Final Fantasy. Everyone always makes a dumb joke. It's like, well, there are 15 Final Fantasies. They just need to stop with this. And, like, every game is literally a different game except the name. You know? And, like, even all of these have different, like, directors and stuff. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying about
some switch. Yeah. Well, some have multiple ones, but every game has its own story, has its own aesthetic, has its own director choices kind of thing that are different, so different from many other Final Fantasies before it kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I really think it was just like everybody in America would immediately think when they saw that, that's too many guys. You need a woman in there. But, like I said, Japan's not thinking of that. And, like, I think they made 10-2 and just didn't even think, we need a dude. Like, nobody thought that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't think they care.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. I think if we see Final Fantasy 15 and there's no women at all, or there's, like, one damsel in distress.
That'd be a little weird.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
That'd be weird, and it would seem like a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we haven't. We've seen 4 dudes in a car.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, you know, I definitely agree with you that it's a very American thing now to, like, really be analytical about the rules of narrative and stuff like that.
And I mean, like I said, I really think, like, it's good to think about those things on the whole.
Right.
And I think it's generally bad that many Japanese game companies are like, we'll just exploit women. It's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like it's not a good thing. But I really don't think that's what's happening.
No. I mean,
and I just...
Because, again, I said Square Enix has done a good job in filling in those different rules and roles and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's okay every once in a while to just go with the flow of things, you know?
Yeah, like, I think what happened here, because that's normally what happens when you're writing something, is you go, I had this idea, and then you just write it.
Yeah.
And then eventually you have 4 dudes in a car. And you're like, well, I guess we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened in 10-2? Like, oh, they're doing this, and they're doing this, and it's all women. Yeah. Well, I guess you'll be an all-women party for, like, half the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
I hear you, man. Mm-hmm.
But I also am okay with it.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that most of these people complaining have at least looked at Final Fantasy as a whole, you know?
Yeah, I mean, people are... Yeah,
game, you know?
People definitely rush to make judgments. For sure.
So true.
But, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you also have to think, like, nobody really thought, like, the Zero Suit Samus thing was, like, a big deal. And I was like, well, she's kind of just in her underwear in Smash, so... I mean, I get it. It was from a game, but
Yeah,
Really?
I flipped one on that one. Definitely.
I was kind of like, really?
You know how much I hate dancers.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah, I don't know. And once again, I think that's a Japanese thing,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just like, oh yeah, she was, in that one game that had random fan art in it.
And I mean,
let's take that and put it in the game. It's like,
the thing of it is, at the end of a lot of these games, armor comes off.
Yeah.
For some reason or another.
Well, and I mean, I think that has to do with the fact that it was a reveal in the first one, so they constantly do that every time. But yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. It's like, to have that as it's weird to have that as an alternate outfit in Smash to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess it's kind of an homage, because it's in the games, but from what I've heard, you don't actually play as Samus in the outfit, it's just in art in the games, I guess?
No, you don't play as Samus in that at all.
Yeah, so it's just art, right? And so
yeah,
I was
it's like, hey, here's her in her underwear, bye. That's it.
Yeah, at the end of a level, right?
At the end of the game.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I guess it's kind of it's a cool homage, but
I don't know.
Whatever. Wow, we got way off topic.
That's okay.
Sorry,
that's
everybody.
Okay.
God, we're talking about Smash again.
Yeah.
God damn it, Paul. I swear to
close.
God, this is not another Smash chat. I swear to you.
Okay, so I guess what I was saying way back before about just Hajime Tabata?
Yeah.
Hajime Tabata taking this over, it could really make or break his career, because a lot of people have been waiting for this a long time and had really high hopes. If he pulls it off and reaches people's expectations, he'll be a freaking hero beyond belief,
yeah,
you know?
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be kind of impressive to see what he can pull together.
Yeah.
But I hope he does pull something together.
Yeah. I mean, as a whole, I'd say audiences are more worried at Hajime than angry with him. All their anger is going towards Tetsuya, in my opinion. You
know what? And that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just basically was like, yeah, I can't work on it. So I can't work on Kingdom Hearts 3 because I'm working on this.
Yeah.
And now he's like, well, now I have to go make Kingdom Hearts 3, so peace out. Really? Like, that just seems really disingenuous to me. Like, you're not telling anybody the full story there.
Oh, absolutely not. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever that a game that's been in development for coming very close to a decade is only half done to just drop it to work on another game. You're being spread too thin. Well, there's been no progress.
Yeah.
You know?
On either game.
4 years is long for a game to make from first announcement. You know what I mean?
Something happened.
Yeah.
And the problem is that nobody said anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like...
Nobody wanted to say anything.
That might be true. I don't know.
You know?
And it's tough. It's tough to be the one to be like, okay, I guess I'm going to go tell all these fans that their game's going to take 6 years to make. So
yeah.
Okay, maybe you don't want to say anything. And I get that, but it's kind of it's just a shitty situation. It really is.
It's really sad, you know, because both Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15, like I said, has been something a lot of people have had a lot of hope for and have been waiting for a really long time. This isn't just some kind of mediocre game that's been in the works, because if this was anything but mediocre, people would have stopped caring a long time ago. Yeah. You know what I mean? But people are constantly looking for news, hope, and stuff like that. It's like, what did they do now? Is this going? Is this not going? Kind of thing. You know?
It's true.
And it really, really baffles me, because, what is it? A good chunk of people would disagree, but there are a lot of rumblings and stuff that Square Enix has just gone really downhill and stuff like that.
I don't know about that, but
I wouldn't agree with it, but I heard it everywhere personally. A lot of people were disappointed with Final Fantasy 13. I can't make a call on it though, because I haven't played it.
Yeah, I've only played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't super interesting, but I know a lot of people that liked it.
Mm-hmm.
They did not think that it was like their favorite of the series, but I know a lot of people who like Final Fantasy who played the new one, who played Final Fantasy 13, and still liked it.
Uh-huh.
So I think there's a lot of...
Maybe it was more towards the sequels then.
It might have been. I'm not sure.
I just remember hearing a lot of rage. Yeah, definitely towards the sequels that, like...
I remember hearing
again
it too.
and again and again I hear, no Final Fantasy versus, but a third 13. Or no Final Fantasy 15, but a third 13. Kind of thing. I think very, very few cared that much about 13 itself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Even if it was good.
Yeah, that's
like,
a good point.
Just, yeah. They never did... Yeah, they've never had 3 sequels for a Final Fantasy game, have they? No. So...
I mean, and I get that. It's weird, though, because people say Square Enix is going downhill, and I'm thinking, they're going anywhere with that. I feel like they're going up. Because they don't just make Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've really diversified.
Yeah.
So they made Tomb Raider, and that was
That's
enormously
true.
possible.
Yeah.
Or enormously popular.
Pete,
I'm I don't see that.
I think a lot of the old faithful, quote, fans of it really overlook anything besides the Eastern RPGs, you know?
Yeah. Which, I mean, you're not just making it anymore. Tomb Raider was hugely successful.
Yeah.
It was also critically acclaimed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and so they have another franchise there now.
Right.
And they have a million other projects that they're doing. It feels to me like they're diversifying.
Yeah.
And that means they left Final Fantasy with Nomura. And I think they now know that that's a mistake because he just sat on it.
Exactly.
Something didn't happen. Something went wrong. The executives went, all right, we'll leave it to you. And then nothing happened.
Right.
And meanwhile, they're off buying Eidos, and Eidos is making Tomb Raider,
Mm-hmm.
and just bringing in cash.
Yeah.
So I feel like Square Enix is fine.
But Nomura and possibly Final Fantasy isn't.
That's
Kingdom
where the
Hearts.
problem lies. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is up in that too because
I think fans will are a little more happy. Maybe not. I don't know. They will wait a little longer. I feel like.
Yeah. I want Kingdom Hearts 3. I want it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I am
favorite franchise of all time. You know.
I honestly am going to tell you this right now. I thought like 3 years ago, don't fucking care anymore. I was like, it's never coming out, and even if it did, I don't know if I'm even going to be playing video games because I'm going to be 40.
Yeah,
by the time
exactly,
the thing releases.
exactly.
And then
that little teaser comes out.
It was even before the teaser.
Oh,
I was playing it again.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, I really like this game a lot.
Right.
So, and now I'm just like, all right, whatever it is, when Kingdom Hearts 3 releases, I'm buying a PS4.
Yeah.
If it's on Xbox One, I don't care. I just want to point that out. I know, because I'm guessing people have heard about this too. Kingdom Hearts 3 may release on the Xbox One. I'm just ignoring the Xbox One because I would never get one. I really want. If I'm going to buy anything, I'm going to buy a PS4. So yes, I know that it may not be exclusive anymore, but I don't care.
Yeah, good for the game. Spread out.
No, it is good for the game. It is good for the game. I'm just mentioning.
But yeah, I'm gonna get a PS4 too. You know, because generally more stuff I like is on the PlayStation console. Of course, I'm a total Nintendo homeboy, but above all, Kingdom Hearts is my favorite franchise. So I am gonna get a PS4 for that game.
Yeah, of course.
And you know, I'll be totally okay with it because it'll go down in price rapidly because this thing is gonna take so long to come out.
Yep.
You know what? 8 years. Final Fantasy 15 is 50% done. That trailer, that demo, whatever. You know, I would say Kingdom Hearts 3 is maybe like 1 to 2% done.
It's so true.
It's disgusting. It really is, you know? And I'll say that maybe maybe even including this past few years, Nomura has been busy with a crap ton of filler content. Because you know what? Since Final Fantasy, or since Kingdom Hearts 2, bridge game, bridge game, bridge game, bridge game. Oh, look, he's going to officially say, oh, this is the last bridge game. HD Remix, HD Remix. And now there's even a rumor that there's going to be an HD Remix for 3D, the Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah. Which I would not deny at all. I think at some point they'll have the Dream Drop Distance and any other bridge games they didn't have before packaged with it, and then they'll release that again.
Dream Drop Distance is the last one.
Yeah.
Like, everything else is packaged.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
The HD Remixes, yeah.
Yeah, I would still not be surprised if Dream Drop Distance came out on consoles.
It's so weird, but I don't know. I can't. I've never seen anything like this before. But either like, I don't know. I think Tetsuya Nomura is going through something emotionally like insane right now. He
must be.
Yeah, to just drop everything like this, and
you know, I feel we've heard a lot of horror stories about Japanese development.
Yeah.
And in general, Japanese work conditions. Just in whatever you want to talk about, anime, game development, office working, whatever it is. The Japanese work more hours than the next 5 countries in line combined. I mean, they work so much. And so, I mean, we've seen it with Smash. We've seen it with the Tekken producer. We've seen it with a lot of other people. Would not surprise me if Nomura is a part of that. Mm-hmm. He's working, 70-hour weeks to try to get all the bridge games and everything else done. Maybe he just snapped, and he was like, I can't be working on both games.
But what I'm really wondering is who pushed for this mass amount of bridge games. Was it Tetsuya Nomura or Square Enix?
I think it was Square Enix, but
I think so.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say because I would like to say, well, Square Enix is the company, so they want to make money. So obviously they're going to want sequels and bridge games. But if they want money, they'd be pushing for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Exactly. That'll be a bigger cash cow than most of the bridge games combined.
I feel like. So, I don't know. It's tough to say.
It really is because, I don't know. Well, obviously, companies and a lot of the times even directors will just not see what a fan sees. You look at something like the bridge games and maybe they see, new innovative ideas and stuff with different consoles. It's interesting and more in-depth story, while we see it's on all these different things that I don't have and not really that interested in buying. And I look at the story and it's just become a lot more convoluted, and it's just dissipating the interest of the franchise with a lot of different people.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, I'm excited to play Birth by Sleep because I've never played it before.
Yeah.
But I have already...
You and me are pretty big fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people who got hooked by 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. And now just don't have interest.
Yeah, and I don't blame them.
It's been so long. It's been so convoluted.
Yeah.
There are all these little games everywhere. It's like, what the heck is happening?
You have all these bridge games in between 2 and 3. Somebody didn't know about any of that, and they picked up 3. How confused are you going to be? Because I've watched videos explaining the whole thing. We watched, what was it? GameSpot?
Game trailers.
Game trailers. They make a great video series about explaining the Kingdom Hearts plot, which you shouldn't need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, in any reasonably plot.
If you haven't seen that video and you're interested in catching the bridge games, it's a game trailers video called, I think it's called Kingdom Hearts Storyline.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, something like that. Absolutely amazingly produced video.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
So check it out. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. It's a really nice video. So go check it out if you're interested. But, I mean, I watched that whole video just to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is going to pick up Kingdom Hearts 3 and go, yeah, I totally get it? No one!
No one is going to understand, absolutely. I mean, I feel like Chain of Memories was a weird jump to begin with.
Right?
Well agreed.
Your cell phone agrees that Chain of Memories was a weird was a weird bridge.
It was Well, I don't know. It was interesting because it let you see half of Organization 13, and I was okay with it because it was just one bridge game. But for the people who didn't play it, like, all I could think of is, like, the first thing they're going to say is, why the heck is Sora in an egg? What happened?
Yeah.
Kind of thing, you know?
And they never explain it. They're just like, I don't know.
It was very, very brief. Namine said, like, a sentence or whatever. It's like, his memories fell apart, so I had to fix them. It's like, okay.
Alright. That's cool, I guess.
But no, that's, compared to what Kingdom Hearts 3 recap is going to be, that's just the tip of the iceberg right there.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a good thing they're doing these HD remixes on the home console PlayStation to get everyone caught up.
Yeah.
But still, that's a lot to go through, and not everyone's that invested, you know?
I didn't finish Chain of Memories from 1.5 Remix.
Oh, yeah.
Because I played Chain of Memories on
It's
the
a
Game
difficult
Boy.
system,
It's really
especially on the PlayStation with
really
the 3D environment.
I did not like it.
Yeah.
I got about halfway through it and went, I think I'm done. Because I played it on the Game Boy, oh god, I don't know how long ago. And I liked it. I didn't really love it, but I liked it, and I finished it, and I kind of knew what happened. But it was really complicated.
I would say I was cool with it at the time because I was still enraptured by Kingdom Hearts 1, and Kingdom Hearts 2 was really close on the way.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, okay, I'm learning some story kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, that's completely dissipated at this point. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess the only thing you can hope for out of this situation is that Tabata takes the reins and really makes a fantastic game, and that Nomura leaves for a reason. He leaves to go finish Kingdom Hearts and make it a really, really good game.
Right. And you know the thing, I mentioned this earlier, but I'm really hoping Nomura left enough of his mark on the direction of, like, the plot.
Yeah.
Because I do love his direction in games kind of thing, you know? But it's just going to be weird, and I think I can really tell if it's not him. You know what I mean?
You might be right.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
In 5 years. Alright, well, if you guys want to tell us what you think about Final Fantasy 15, Kingdom Hearts 3, Nomura, Tabata, Square Enix,
all that jazz.
Sexism in games. I mean, seriously, there was like a 10-minute period where we talked about that. So shout it out.
Freaking
Tell us
road
what you
trip.
think.
Love it.
Freaking road trip. 4 dudes in a car.
Oh,
Alright.
Yeah. We're good.
So yeah, that's it. Tell us what you think. And you can find us at facebook.com/thefanvoicepodcast.
youtube.com/thefanvoicepodcast.
Twitter @fanvoicepodcast.
Our email, fan@thefanvoice.com.
And, of course, our website, thefanvoice.com, where we post news and reviews and articles.
And where you can find this podcast to download.
Yes! Please go download our stuff. It's on our website now, so you can find it.
Listen while you're jogging or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Jogging, walking to school. Oh, God. Going to work. I know that feeling now.
Oh, yeah.
I listen to so many podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh, my good hour drive to work.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Shout it out in the comments. How much that sucks.
Rush hour.
Yeah. Yeah, commuting to work. Anyway.
You just need 3 other dudes with you. Then it's a Final Fantasy game.
4 dudes in a car, and then I'm in Final Fantasy. That would make things so much better. Can there just be a giant monster before I get to work?
Yeah, rock turtle on the way.
It's going to be awesome.
Make work a little more interesting, you
know? Alright, guys. So I guess we'll see you next time.
Alright, later.